and high frequencies, everybody. We're gonna see how long it's gonna last. I got my phone propped up some type of way. But I did want to tap in really quick about this energy. You're probably gonna hear a lot about the shift. A lot of people have been talking about that because a lot of people have been feeling it. You know, I've talked about it several times on here about the shift. And it's playing itself out in multiple ways. In the dream state, just like last night, I've been in different dimensions, and it's just like I'm just going back to a timeline in that dimension, because I don't want you, when I say timeline in that dimension was different. I go to different dimensions, and I know it's a different dimension because I would say things that we're familiar with here, the familiarities, however you say that are here aren't the same there. Like the normals here aren't there, and vice versa. Right? So it's a different dimension. It's not quite the same. Although I'll run across same energies, like same people that I may know here be over in that timeline as well, and that dimension, that timeline within that dimension. I'm trying to get it straight as Spirit is telling it to me, so I don't mess it up for you all who are also listening and possibly, taking in this information, or even possibly thinking about the dreams or the visions you've been in when you've been in different dimensions and different timelines of that dimension. So, in different dimensions, and I'll know when I get to one because it has a very similar feeling, like I've been there before. I've done work there before, but it'll be a different timeline. And then when I go to a different timeline in this dimension, I know the difference because a lot of the things I do here is just mirrored. It's just like, what if I had taken this exit instead of this one? Or what if I went right instead of left? And this is what would have happened, right? So what if I would have stayed with my child's father? What if my mother was still alive? What if me and my parents lived in another state? Like my mother or father got a job somewhere else and they took it when I was little, and then we lived somewhere else. It's kind of like different situations, circumstances kind of cause the trajectory of life to go in different ways. But it's still here, it's still this dimension, but it's just a flip timeline. Now, shift. When I talk about a shift, from my perspective, what I've been guided to share is that you are moving into a timeline of existence that resonates with the work, the energy, and your frequency during this time. So you shift. It's kind of like, even when saying shift, it's like you just move it over, or you go up. You're shifting one way or another from where you are presently. And I like when we say shift because it's not like it's a major jump or leap. You know how they'll say a quantum jump or a quantum leap, which is fast and takes you fast, where you may not even know it or feel it until after it happens. I would say going through a quantum shift or a quantum leap or a quantum jump is easy for the unseen. It's easy for the spirit form, the soul essence form. It's easy for consciousness. But for the physical form, once that quantum leap or quantum jump has happened, it takes a bit of integrating. And so when you've done those quantum leaps and quantum jumps, and your physical form has to get in alignment with where you moved to. And sometimes that can show itself up in various, what we say, symptoms. So what they call it, ascension symptoms, things like that. So I feel like ascension symptoms are things that happen when you went through a quantum jump or quantum leap. Now, what's also being shared with me, a quantum jump or quantum leap can happen when there's a consciousness or the consciousness frequency within the dimension that you're in has moved, all right, and it's moved to, or is moving to the next age. It could be moving to a higher frequency. Just different things are coming into play. It has been put over this particular dimension and realm in this dimension to move in a particular type of vibration. Being that we can't, with our physical eye, see the matrix or see the this unseen sensory perception of what I call the force. Being that the force is not seen with our physical eye, however, we know that it's there. We know that there is this like covering of what I would say like sacred geometry around this realm. And when things are done, when people are thinking higher, when there's more love, when people are exemplifying various different I would say elements or emotions that lead us to vibrate higher, then that could be a step into quantum jumps and quantum leaps that are needed for us to be able to shift, right? I feel like that's the shift. So quantum jump, quantum leap that happened 2019. A quantum jump, quantum leap happened in 2019, 2020, all around during when we had the pandemic occur, when a lot of people transitioned. Because of that, a lot of people didn't make it, various reasons, not just pandemic, but a lot of things have happened. So we were jumping. There were different jumps and splits and shifts, all right? And so, there were different jumps, quantum leaps. Our physical form were coming into the space. And then now we're going into the shift. Now we're shifting. And depending upon where everyone is on what they want to bring in. Like if you practice the law of attraction, the law of assumption, if you don't know what that is, that's fine. If you just, you think about things, and this is what I used to do. I just used to think about things and what I want, and this is what I brought in. And so if you think about things hard enough, which is just like, imagination, using that Het Haru energy, visualization, imagination. If you're good with that, if you're good with scripting, if you're good with any of that meditation and visualizing in your meditation, if you feel it before night, if you do I believe it's a 369 method, whatever it is that you do that works for you, when it comes down to bringing things into your existence, then that is where we are right now. That is where we are. Play with it. I would say definitely play with it. Don't just listen to me saying it, but play with it. Play with it into tiny things, just like it was when you first came into consciousness and you were like, hey, I'm gonna get this parking lot in the front, I'm gonna get the parking spot in the front, and you get the parking spot in the front, and then it happened so much that you didn't even think about it. You just started getting the parking spot in the front. It became second nature, autopilot. And then you start, what I would do, I remember when I worked at a certain place and we had elevators. And when I pressed the button on the elevator, I used to stand in front of the elevator doors that I knew would open. And then I got good at that, right? So this is all practicing working on your divining skills, your manifestation skills, doing things like that. It's small things that you can do like that, and then it builds itself up to where you can, you know, foresee and you start working on, you know, your clairs, and you get good with your clairs, and then you're building up all of this powerful energy that we are a compilation of. And so in this shift, that's what you'll need to do in order for you to really bring in those things. Now, you can't be calling in things that are not a vibrational match. So that's one of the things that you need to be aware of. If there's a job or a relationship or anything that is not in alignment with where you've quantum leaped to, or quantum jumped to in this form of where your frequency is, then it's not going to stay. It's going to fall off. And it's going to be hard for you if you haven't just released it. So it's good to let things just release. When you see it is not a match, just let it go. If the universe has to force it off, it's going to hurt. You know, you're going to go through trials. You're going to go through all these tests. It's going to be all this pain. But when you just release it, let it go, be in a state of allowing, and move forward, that's when you're able to go ahead, move, shift over, watch the universe bring in those things that are a vibrational match, and then see how your divination skills, your manifestation skills, your law of assumption, law of attraction skills play into part in you effortlessly bringing in those things that a God wants to have in this dimension, because we're here for experiences, right? So if you don't want to experience poverty, why are you having that experience? If you don't want to experience being in this realm without a mate, then why are you? If you don't want to experience this realm without transportation and having a nice transportation, you know, that you enjoy, that has all the bells and whistles and takes you everywhere, then why aren't you experiencing it? If you want to experience having a beautiful home, you know, with everything that you want in a location that you want, why aren't you experiencing it? If you want to live in a sunny place on the water, why aren't you there? Why are you not experiencing that? And so we will hold ourselves back, and we'll come up with all of these excuses, but it's really on us to have those experiences and bring those things into our manifestation. And that's what's going on with this shift. We're shifting now. So I've shared what I've been led to share. I hope you all have a great rest of your day, night, evening, month, year. Happy leap year, of course. Oh, interesting. It's leap year, and I'm out here talking about quantum leap, quantum jump. I didn't even think about it. All right. Well, probably tomorrow or next day, whenever, I'll do another video on talking about my process with the ear seeds thus far, my weight loss journey, and more information for those who are interested about the fibroids and what I've been doing. Currently 3